wabarakatuh. Hi guys, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Zubir from Industrial Management Study Program at Vocational Science School of IPB in class A2. Here, I want to give you a little knowledge about microeconomics in course Elasticity of Demand and Supply. Without any further, I will tell you a definition of elasticity and what is anything about elasticity. So, check this out.
So guys, this is the slide of elasticity of demand and supply. In this course, I will explain you three related things to the elasticity course. Where the first one is definition of elasticity, and the second one is elasticity of demand, and the third one is elasticity of supply. Now we go to the definition of elasticity. Elasticity is equal to the price for the number of items ordered or offered. In other words, elasticity is the level of sensitivity. In elasticity of demand is the effect of price change on the size of the quantity of goods requested, or the sensitivity level of the change in the quantity of goods demanded for change in the good price of goods. Elasticity of demand that associated with the price of goods itself is called price elasticity, whereas the elasticity that associated with other goods is called cost elasticity, and when associated with income is called income elasticity. Now we go to the price elasticity. Price elasticity is the percentage change in the quantity of goods requested or offered, which is caused by the percentage change in the price of the item. The formula for price elasticity of demand, where elasticity of demand is percentage change in the quantity of demand per percentage change in price. Or symbolically, we can see elasticity of demand is delta Q per delta P multiplied by P per Q, where delta Q is change in total or request, delta P is change in the price of goods, P is the initial price, Q is the initial request, and ED is demand elasticity. Now we go to types and curve for demand elasticity. Types of elasticity of demand. There are 5 types of elasticity of demand, that is relatively elastic, relatively inelastic, unitary elastic, perfectly elastic, and perfectly inelastic. Where we can see if the elasticity is more than 1, that means elastic, and if the elasticity is less than 1, that means inelastic, and when the elasticity is equal to 1, that means unitary elastic, and if the elasticity is infinite, that means perfectly elastic, and if elasticity is 0, that means perfectly inelastic. Now we go to the curve of elasticity of demand. We can see in the curve A, when the elasticity is equal to 1, that means unitary, or the line is not slope or not steep. Now we go to curve B, when the elasticity is more than 1, that means elastic, and we can see the line is sloping. And the curve C, we can see when the elasticity is less than 1, that means inelastic, or the line of the curve is steep. Now we go to the curve D, when the elasticity is 0, or mean perfectly inelastic, or the line is vertical. Now we can see in the curve E, when the elasticity is infinite or perfectly elastic, we can see the line is perfectly relatively horizontal. Now we go to cross elasticity. Cross elasticity is the percentage change in the number of items X requested, which is caused by the percentage change in the price of other goods Y. Formula for cross elasticity. Cross elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demand for good X per percentage change in price of good Y, where AC is delta Q X per delta PY multiplied by py per kx, where the delta kx is change in quantity demanded of x and delta py is change in price of good y. Now we can see income elasticity. Income elasticity is the percentage change in demand for an item caused by the percentage change in the real income of consumers. We can see the formula for income elasticity, where elasticity of income is percentage change in quantity demand per percentage change in income. Or symbolically we can see delta Q per delta Y multiplied by y per key. Here the y is mean income, or symbolically we can see I. If the result of income elasticity is more than 0, that means normal goods. Example like television, smartphone, and etc. And if the income elasticity is between 0 to 1, that means essential goods. Example like rice, coffee, sugar, and etc. And if the income elasticity is more than 1, that means luxurious goods. The example is like car, gold, jewelry, and etc. And when the income elasticity is less than 0, that means inferior goods. Inferior goods is when someone's incomes increase, so some foods will be replaced, like cassava. The more one incomes increase, the foods will be replaced. Now we see factors that determine the elasticity of demand. A. Substitution level. The harder is it to find substitution for an item, the more elastic demand. Example, rice is difficult to find potatoes because it is an elastic request, whereas salt has no substitution, therefore the demand is definitely perfect, because even though the price is raised so much, people buy it. And if the price drops, people don't buy it too much. B. Number of users. The more number of users, the demand for an item is more inelastic. C. Proportion of price increase against consumer incomes. If the proportion is large, the demand tends to be more elastic. D. The period duration. The period of demand for an item also has an effect on price elasticity. Now we go to elasticity of supply. The elasticity of supply is the effect of price change on the size of the quantity of goods offered, or the sensitivity level of change in amount of goods offered to change in the price of goods. The definition of supply elasticity coefficient is a number that shows a comparison between change in the number of items offered and change in price. Now we go to formula for elasticity of supply. Formula for elasticity of supply is percentage change in quantity supplied per percentage change in price, or delta Q per delta P multiplied by P per Q, where delta Q is change in total request and delta P is change in the price of goods. Here is type of elasticity of supply. There is 5 type elasticity of supply too, same as like in elasticity of demand. There is relatively elastic, relatively inelastic, perfectly elastic, perfectly inelastic, and unitary elastic. Some of the type of elasticity of demand. The result of elasticity is a determination of elastic or inelastic the curve. We can see curve of elasticity of supply. Here we go. In curve A, when the elasticity is 0, that means perfectly inelastic, or the line is vertical, and when the elasticity is infinite, the line is horizontal, that means perfectly elastic, and when the elasticity is 1, that means unitary, or the line is not sloped or not steep. And when the elasticity is more than 1 and line is sloping, and that means elastic. And when the elasticity is less than 1 and the line is steep, relatively steep, we can see this is inelastic. There is any factors that determine the elasticity of supply. The first one is time. The period of production greatly influences the elasticity of supply of goods. Historians of industrial production will be different from agricultural products. To increase supply, the agricultural sector requires relatively longer time than the industrial sector. Therefore, the supply of agricultural products is generally more inelastic than the industrial sector. B. Product durability. Products that have shorter durability, such as food, agricultural products, are generally more inelastic. However, products with longer durability, such as refrigerators, sewing machines, tend to be more elastic. C. Production capacity. Industries operating below optimal capacity tend to make elastic supply curves. D. Amount of inventory. If the company stores large amounts of inventory, the supply curve will be more elastic because it can immediately supply its market if there is demand from the public. And E. Production factor mobility. The production factor is said to have high mobility if it is easy to move from one place to another. If the production factor has high mobility, producers can adjust their production capacity, the amount of production, so that the offer is more elastic. So guys, that's all about elasticity of demand and supply. Now we go to the example question of elasticity of demand and supply. So guys, this is the example problems for elasticity. Number 1. Yesterday, the price of envelopes was $3 a box, and Julie was willing to buy 10 boxes. Today, the price has gone up to $3.75 a box, and Julie is now willing to buy 8 boxes. Is Julie's demand for envelopes elastic or inelastic? So guys, here we go to the formula for elasticity. The formula is elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in delta T, or percentage change in quantity per percentage change in delta P, or we can see elasticity of demand is equal to delta Q per delta P multiplied by P per Q. So we got to delta Q is minus 2, where 8 to 10, and delta P we got 0.75 by 3.75 to 3 multiplied by 3. That was from the first price, and then per 10, or that is the first demand of 10 boxes of envelopes. So we got the result is mean 0.8, or absolute we can absolute the result to 0.8. So the result is inelastic. So guys, we go to number 2. Calculate the price elasticity of supply using the midpoint formula when the price changes from $5 to $6 and the quantity supplied changes from 20 units per supplier per week to 30 units per supplier per week. So now we go to the formula where the elasticity supply is equal to percentage change delta T per percentage change in delta P or price are equal to delta T per delta P multiplied by P per Q. Now we got the result is 10 per 1 multiplied by 5 per 20. And we got the result is 2.5, or that means elastic. So guys, that's all the example problem for elasticity of demand and supply. So that's all I can say. I hope it's very useful for you. Thank you for watching and listening. So cheerio!